Hi, my name is Alex Mariu, and I'm a Planning and Design Project Manager at Waterfront, Toronto. I will be presenting on the findings of the portal location study. The streetcar portal is the piece of infrastructure that allows streetcars to transition between an underground and surface alignment, just as they do on Queens Quay West, west of Bay Street. There will need to be the same type of facility on Queens Quay East to allow streetcars to travel directly from the underground Union Station streetcar loop to the surface on Queens Quay East. The purpose of this study was to evaluate two alternative locations for the streetcar portal on Queens Quay East. In this first alternative, the portal is located on Queens Quay East between Yonge Street and Freeland Street in front of the Pier 27 condominium development. This was the preferred location selected in the previous environmental assessment from 2010. Since that time, the location has been studied further and additional challenges associated with its constructability have been revealed, namely the requirement to reconstruct the combined sewer overflow at the base of Yonge Street. This has prompted the exploration of another alternative. In the second alternative, shown on this slide, the portal is located on Queens Quay East between Bay Street and Yonge Street in front of the Westin Harbour Castle Hotel. It is important to note that with this alternative, the portal location would block the current driveway along the east side of the hotel and the entrance to the hotel motor court. As such, this alternative includes a partial fill-in of the Yonge Street slip to provide a new access point to the hotel and driveway via the Yonge Street and Queens Quay intersection. With the red pen here, I'll indicate how the movement of vehicles would travel from the intersection to the driveway and new hotel entrance. There are pros and cons to both alternatives, which I will speak to shortly. But first, it's important to note some of the existing conditions in the block between Bay Street and Yonge Street, as the operations in this block would be significantly altered by Alternative 2. Currently, there are two unsignalized driveways on the south side of Queens Quay East between Bay Street and Yonge Street, one to access the hotel motor court and one to access the laneway beside the hotel. The laneway is used to access the public service parking spaces beside the slip, service vehicles for the hotel, and service vehicles for the ferry terminal. Traffic currently accesses these driveways from all directions and is required to cross both a busy sidewalk and the Martin Goodman Trail. This is one of the most significant conflict points for vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists along Queens Quay. In terms of activity along the curb, there are currently 5 bus parking spaces and 3 taxi stands that would need to be replaced with Alternative 2. Of these 5 spaces, 4 are for coaches destined for the hotel, ferry terminal, and other tourist destinations along the waterfront, and 1 space is dedicated to the hop-on, hop-off sightseeing bus. These spaces are often used by other ride-hailing services and as a pickup and drop-off facility for general traffic, which is not permitted. Bus loading also sometimes conflicts with trail users. Now, getting into the evaluation of the two alternative locations. In terms of planning policies, there are no decision-relevant factors as both help achieve the planning objectives for the area. In terms of urban design, the portal west of Yonge Street provides opportunity for additional open space at the base of Yonge Street and to create an enhanced arrival experience to the waterfront. It also removes unsignalized driveways on the Martin Goodman Trail, improving trail conditions. With the portal east of Yonge Street, these opportunities would not exist, and the unsignalized access to the driveway between Bay Street and Yonge Street would remain. From a transportation perspective, the portal west of Yonge Street brings bus and taxi loading off-street, which was conflicting with the Martin Goodman Trail and roadway operations. It also consolidates the current unsignalized driveways to a signalized location. On the contrary, the portal east of Yonge Street keeps Yonge Street as a 3-way intersection, giving the intersection more capacity. All considered, the transportation category was evaluated equally for both alternatives. From a socioeconomic perspective, the portal east of Yonge Street is preferred as it does not require the relocation of the hotel's motor court entrance that the portal west of Yonge Street necessitates. This ultimately results in the portal east of Yonge Street having less impact to the current operations of the hotel. In terms of the natural and cultural considerations, there are no decision-relevant factors. Cost and constructability ultimately is the largest driver of the conclusion of the evaluation, given that alternative 2, the portal west of Yonge Street, has a $40 to $50 million lower price tag in terms of capital cost of the project. The portal west of Yonge Street is the study team's technically preferred alternative due to significant cost savings, public realm benefits, and improvements to transportation safety. The next few slides demonstrate how the Yonge slip fill would integrate with surrounding areas. The first image shows a view looking north from the slip. This next image shows the slip while looking south from Yonge Street. As we have been discussing this concept with stakeholders, the plan has been evolving. The plan on the left is the initial concept, which is illustrated in the renderings on the 2 previous slides. The plan on the right shows the latest iteration, which would reduce the overall footprint of the driveway and increase the amount of space available for pedestrians on the slip. And finally, although we have a technically preferred alternative, there are still some important steps. They include continuing discussions with stakeholders, including the hotel. We also have to continue discussions with city staff regarding the ownership, operations, regulation, and maintenance of the slip fill. And finally, to refine the design work and cost estimate. This concludes the portal location study presentation. Please be sure to attend our virtual community consultation meeting on February 17th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and to provide your feedback through our online questionnaire, which opens on February 17th.